Martin Vickers.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, for that extra minute. Can I add my words of tribute to David Amis, and his work in this House. This event is not the same without him. He's sadly missed. I won't detain the House too long, hopefully not for the full 6 minutes, but I've got two particular issues to do with rail transport that I'd like to raise. One is a constituency matter and concerns the services provided by TransPennine Express. The most important service between Cleethorpes, Grimsby and the rest of the country is provided by what should be an hourly service between Cleethorpes and what was until recently Manchester Airport. The service to the airport was curtailed, I understand, as a result of congestion in the Manchester area, and was partly due to, as I say, congestion around Manchester. It's inconvenient for passengers, and it's a loss of revenue to the rail company, and I hope that that can be resolved in the fairly near future. The service, to put it mildly, is causing considerable inconvenience to my constituents. At the moment, we should be having an hourly service which frequently stretches because of cancellations to 3 and 4 hours. And staff at Grimsby Town Station told me there was one occasion recently when it went for 6 hours without a train. Quite simply, that is not good enough. My main point is to highlight this appalling set of circumstances. And I have met frequently with the management of TransPennine, and I do recognise the difficulties that they're having. But at a fairly recent meeting in May, I was told that from the start of the summer timetable in mid-May, we would be almost back to normal. Some months ago, they did actually print an amended timetable, which they said would provide certainty. It's done the exact opposite, Mr Deputy Speaker. It's an unsatisfactory situation, and I hope that the Department of Transport will actually side with the passengers on this one. I do recognise that, as I said, that TransPennine have had difficulties and that they're doing their best to overcome them. My job is to speak up for my constituents, and they are getting an absolutely appalling service. And if the only solution for DFT is to reconsider whether the franchise should be withdrawn, then that is the action that needs taking. I'll just add that LNER, hopefully from next May, are going to provide a direct service between Cleethorpes via Market Raisin in my right honourable friend's constituency to London. That is in their draft timetable. I do know that they're having difficulties at Market Raisin.
Well, on that point, will you allow me?
Yes.
I'm very grateful to my honourable friend, who is a notable champion. Now, this is a really difficult issue. We've been campaigning for years to get a direct service from Grimsby and Cleethorpes through Market Raisin and Lincoln to London. This is a population of 250,000 with no direct service. And now, unbelievably, they're saying they're going to provide this train, but it's not going to stop at Market Raisin in my constituency. How absurd to have a train. And apparently it's too long, but I've been in many trains where they say you've got to go to the first 4 carriages because the platform was a bit short. But for these ridiculous health and safety reasons, they're threatening not to stop in my constituency. This is an outrage. And I hope that the Minister is listening. And he'll do something about it for once.
Well, I thank my right honourable friend for his intervention. He's absolutely right. But can I return to TransPennine and the appalling service that they are providing? It's not just the passengers at the main stations such as Cleethorpes and Grimsby and Scunthorpe, but there are intermediate stations such as at Hayborough and Barnetby where very little information is provided, and local taxi drivers tell me that time and time again they've had calls from stranded passengers. There are no, even at the major interchange at Doncaster, there are no TransPennine staff there to direct people to taxis or buses, and there is a notable lack of information. Can I move on, Mr Deputy Speaker, to another rail issue, and that is the fact that the taxpayer contributes an enormous amount of money to support the rail system in our country. But it would appear to me, and I know that the Rail Minister shares this concern, because I had numerous conversations with her about it, and that is the loss of revenue to the train companies because of the noticeable lack of ticket inspection. Up and down the country, there are many barriers provided at main rail stations such as King's Cross. Frequently those barriers are open, you can wander in and out. You can get on the train, nobody checks your ticket. I have frequently travelled from King's Cross to Grimsby or Cleethorpes, 2 services, LNER to Doncaster, hopefully TransPennine from Doncaster, after 2 or 3 hours wait, that usually is. But they are frequently not inspected. Last week, LNAR did inspect my ticket, but they didn't clip it or scribble on it or anything. It wasn't inspected on the TransPennine service. I could use it again this week and nobody would be the wiser. And I'm sure, other members across the House can confirm this. The point is, Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is to a great extent a taxpayer-funded service, and they are not doing all they can to actually ensure that they maximise their revenue. And one other complaint against the government, of which I'm a great supporter, of course. An issue which the Deputy Leader of the House will be very well aware is frequently raised at Leader of the House questions is replies to members' letters. I received a letter 2 or 3 weeks ago from a DEFRA minister that said, "Thank you for your letter of the 6th of August 2021. Now, I rather hope that the electronic signature on that minister's letter meant that the minister had never seen that, because hopefully, had he or she seen that, they would have at least drawn my attention and apologised. It's not good enough that we're the time frame, and it's not good enough that we receive letters with electronic signatures. We have absolutely no idea whether the minister has ever been made aware of the issue that we're trying to raise. So with that, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'll wish you a happy summer holiday.